T.K. Kirkland told the story. He said that he went to Birdman's house and there was like 10 Range Rovers, and they'd been sitting there for so long that all the tires were flat. He said that he had 10 Range Rovers with all the tires that were flat.
They was flat.
Because he just never drove them.
Never drove them. Like we pulled up to the house and all Range Rovers, Hummers on flat tires like it was in a abandoned car lot.
Damn. So he had 10 Range Rovers at a house that he no longer lived in that have been gathering dust for so long. Think about how long a car has to sit there for the tires to go flat.
I think that was probably during the era of like, there's a like, I watched it on YouTube. There's a old home he used to have, and they did like it's not a cribs, but it's like still up for sale.
In New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Before, he left it for after Katrina.
And if you actually just look at it, you could tell that's literally. Remember, they used to have stretch limos all over the places. Everything had rims. That was when people he created a lifestyle from the videos you saw. It got to be back then because it looked like they were just burning through money.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Birdman did not respect money in the sense that you and I respect money.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, that's just the way he is. And luckily, he's continued to make more and more money. You can say that, Baby is the greatest music executive of all time because he's still putting out shit that people are checking for.
Hey, I did a sit down with him that hasn't came out yet. Might come out at a point. And, when we had that conversation, he's like, you name somebody else who's more successful than me when it comes to like selling records. It's like, it ain't Jay.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't Puff. Like, he's like, I made all my money from this music shit. I didn't go over here and, let me go get some liquor or whatever. I mean, obviously he had the side ventures, but the majority of his money.
Music.
And he says, when you put up the stats, me versus any of these executives, let's see who sold the most records.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Well, right, because he had Wayne, Drake, and Nicki.
Like, you got to realize there's so much error. There's so many different eras to like Cash Money, right? So obviously you have
Juvenile,
the
first era,
BG. You literally have the Hot Boys, and then after that, which would have just been that would be the equivalent to what QC has now, just that. But then Wayne.
Took over.
Wayne took over.
Up.
That's like another three-peat. I look at Birdman like I look at Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
He's you could call it the thing about Phil Jackson is this. People could say, is Phil Jackson a product of the great players that came through that played for him? Or was Phil the person and set up the infrastructure that fostered these great players? Like, for example, obviously like Mike and Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at Birdman with that, it's like, if you got a prime Wayne who's making more records himself than a whole record label, just think about how much records he's making.
Yeah.
So you get the Hot Boys. You also have your career, right? Manny Fresh is your guy, one of the best producers in the game, right? Then you get Wayne, who goes through probably one of the best runs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, not cool, but he goes to jail. But now you got Drake and Nicki and even Tyga. I was just looking at the top streaming artists of all time. People really forget Tyga was on Cash Money for the longest.
Yeah,
Tyga is a top.
Baby
streaming artist.
Baby himself became a hot rapper. Him and R. Kelly had a Best of Both Worlds Part 2 that never came out. But I'm saying he was big enough to have a joint album with the biggest R&B singer of the time. That's how important he was. Baby was a hot rapper when he wasn't even meant to be a rapper.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey, everyone from the label left me. I got to step up.